So many viewpoints on education have been presented before the world from ancient times to the modern era. Many great people such as, but Gandhi's concept of education takes all such views within its scope. It is similar to his concept of ahimsa, non-violence. Those who are familiar with the Gandhian concept of ahimsa, they will agree that non-violence of the Gandhian view reads up all aspects and concepts of ahimsa, emerged or developed from time to time in different parts of the globe. Everyone can find ahimsa of his imagination in Gandhian view of non-violence. If we study Mahatma Gandhi's statement, his speeches and write-ups, it clearly appears before us that he presents a broad education philosophy. A number of articles written by him on Siksha, ethics, morality, and sanity in education, and his address at the Varda conference in Indian education in 1937 eventually reveals that Mahatma Gandhi takes education as a lifelong process. This process ends only with one's last breath. All human beings, a child, an adolescent, a young and old, are within its ambit. Secondly, education is a process of acknowledging and developing the virtues one already possesses within. So further, it is a process of making life innovative, lofty, and momentous on the basis of development of self-virtues. Education is, according to its real meaning and basic spirit, the way to achieve salvation, moksha. It is the process of making life meaningful as per the expectation of an old Vedic phrases which says sa vidya ya vimukte. For example, with education we finally attain liberation. Literacy, akshara, jnana, learning in a school and study, internship and research in a college or university according to described syllabi at different levels, which eventually completes with obtaining a certificate or a degree, is not the essence of education. In other words, it is not the end or the goal of education. It is just a part of it. It can also be said that it is just an essential part of the process of education. It is well proved from programs like adult education conducted under the guidance and supervision of Mahatma Gandhi himself with the purpose of making people of even old age literate or educated. Purusarth, object of human life, referring to the four proper goals of life: dharma, signifying righteousness; arth, representing economic values; kama, educating corporal pleasure and physical values; and moksha, liberation, demonstrating spiritual values, is connected with the process of education. Therefore, economic self-sufficiency is also an essential purpose of education. But as Kishori Lal Meherwal, keeping the Gandhian viewpoint in the center, rightly points out that it works for all-around growth of man, right from beginning till end. Its ultimate aim is to turn human knowledge into his ability. It is not meant for his life and not only for earning his livelihood. Ensuring self-sufficiency, all-round development of one's personality in the basic spirit of education. It is the sole purpose of Siksha, and this is in fact the essence of educational philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi also. So the first aspect of Gandhian philosophy of education includes the knowledge one acquires in primary school, a high school or a higher secondary institution according to the prescribed syllabi. He further studies according to the set syllabi, gets training and carries out research under the supervision of professor in a college or a university. So this aspect of education can be termed as the general education, knowledge one gets according to the set syllabi or just the information one receives from the available resources. Along with this physical education, which along with physical exercise necessarily includes the bread labor or productive physical labor, Sharir Sharam, purpose of which is to have body sound and appropriately balanced for social and economic use in the second aspect of Gandhian philosophy of education. It paves the way for keeping all organs of body active and making one's approach constructive. Further, the idea of bread labor leads one to live in a state free from anxieties, fears, and lethargy. Quoting the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Mahatma Gandhi declares the bread labor, Sharir Shram, to be a yajna. He said that one who eats food without offering sacrifice, lacking bread labor, he eats stolen food. Physical education along with bread labor, Sharir Shram, is an important aspect of education of Gandhian views. The importance of this aspect in man's life is in no sense less than the knowledge one acquires according to prescribed syllabi or his studies in a school or a college or in an university. Rather, it is more important than the first, as eminent Russian scholar like Tolstoy or T.M. Bondriv have admitted that significance of this man's life, especially Bondriv consider one's physical labor to be a respect for the divine law by him, connecting life with more values, developing life on the basis of righteous aspect, thus imparting knowledge of morality and ethics is the third aspect of education of Gandhian view. The acid test of morality and ethics is the proper discharge of one's responsibility. So it is an appropriate release of one's duties at all levels from individuals to universal. If this aspect of education remains weak, the whole process of education stays fragile. Therefore, education cannot achieve its goal. The further aspect of education of Gandhian views is the technical knowledge of today's language. The Gandhian approach of Bunyadi Siksha is in the center of this. In this, one has to be groomed or trained from his childhood, the time of the beginning of his learning in primary school, towards his self-sufficiency. In other words, doors for his economic development, prosperity are to be opened. In a write-up, especially on basic education, Mahatma Gandhi put forth his views about it in the constructive program on April 6, 1940, and insisted to begin this from the village to that village. Children become self-sufficient and emerge as ideal citizens and lead society and the nation. Eventually, in the root of this fourth aspect of education of Gandhian view remains one very important thing: Through this, Mahatma Gandhi wishes proficiency on the basis of the growth of one's virtues he already possesses within, more especially on the basis of the principal virtues or skill identified amongst all his virtues or skills, along with other three aspects of education we have already discussed about. He wishes one self-sufficient, including economic self-dependency through that very virtue or skill. There is undoubtedly a need to analyze this viewpoint of the Gandhian philosophy of education minutely. However, what in short is urged here from those all who are associated within the process of education at any level is that they should make endeavor to identify and expand the private principal values or virtues among many virtues one is born with. Further, they should work for his proficiency on the basis of the development of that virtue and pave the way for his self-sufficiency, including economic self-dependency. One can achieve such proficiency in his adolescence at the level of high school or intermediate. He can step forward to achieve this through study, training, or research works at the college or university level. This fourth aspect of education of the Gandhian view can be repeated, very important. This is in fact makes Gandhi's philosophy of education universal, unique, worth emulating and replicating. Hence, the sole purpose of the unfold educational program of Gandhi's view is to ensure one's all-round development to accord with him a complete self-sufficiency. Education of Gandhian view has a high and distinguished place among all the concepts of education emerge around the world from time to time. It puts forth a beautiful and worthy layout of education, preparing a complete citizen within and without. However, it is an irony that Gandhi's concept of education could not draw appropriate attention of teachers, professors, and educationists or of those concerned with education. Now, it is the need of the hour that proper prejudice-free analysis of this is made and work is carried out accordingly. The process of education has been seen mainly connecting it with literacy and studies according to the prescribed syllabi, obtaining a degree on the basis of studies and getting a job have been thus taken as to the main purpose of education. An introduction of Siksha Prakriya, accepting it mostly the essence of education. The aspect related to studies according to the prescribed syllabi has been given so much importance that the real spirit of education has become expired. So resultantly, the basic purpose of education has detached more or less from the other three important aspects we have discussed about in short.